Two professionals, same background. They have the same performance, very good professionals. They work in the same area, and we can say they produce the same kind of quality for their work. One is moving forward and progressing in his career, and the second is not. What is the difference between them? Well, according to what we see in 2026, and we've been seeing that for the past few years, one thing has a big difference for professionals around the world right now. And I'm talking about visibility. We have a report from IP Business Academy published now in beginning of 2026 that is talking about private competence. So it's basically um, the central finding here is basically that in any environment where people cannot evaluate technical quality in advance, they make decisions based on observable signals of competence. Basically, or simplifying that, when people need to decide or need to think about performance and they don't have something technical that they can evaluate, like sometimes it's something tangible, something they can see, they will rely on the visibility of the work itself. And that is, of course, hard to explain and to bring to examples, but you can think about the one who is being there is speaking about the problems they solved, the one who can represent with good examples during one-on-one conversations how they contributed for accomplish some kind of project or to finish some kind of situation or to close some kind of problem. Everything that is observable is much better to help people make decisions. So, with the example or the short story from the beginning, just two professionals doing the same thing in the same competence, sometimes the only difference between them is that this one that moves forward is the one who is being able to translate what they are doing to be visible to who must know about it. And I know you maybe are very angry with the whole idea of personal branding. You are one of those that believe that, good work speaks for itself. I understand you're angry because I was that person as well at some point in the beginning of my career. But then I understood that it doesn't matter if I like the rules or not, the rules are what they are. And unfortunately, I don't know if you realize, but people are too busy to see what is the working that is speaking by itself around us. People are thinking about their problems, their concerns, their agenda. You, do you know what people in your around you are doing, and their work is speaks by itself? I know you can maybe think in one or two cases, but this is not how our mind works. We are again busy with so many things. The spotlight effect explain that very well. That in psychology, people are so concerned what people are thinking about, then what the others are thinking about me, and they don't realize that people are not thinking about then they are thinking about their problems, their agenda, their priorities. They don't have time to think about what they've been doing for the past 2 weeks, even if they are in a position that they should know about what you are doing. If you don't showcase, if you don't represent that in a good way, they have no chance to see it. So believing that good work will speak by itself is not bad thinking, but unfortunately, it's wrong for the times that we are living with. And here I'm bringing, of course, the data because the data is showing that. But even without the data, I could say that by my opinion, with speaking with so many people about visibility, not only online, but visibility in their careers, in their companies, that this is a problem that people takes a long time to understand. And also, once they understand, something click, something change their minds. And they understand that this is not about being around and claiming about the work and posting more on LinkedIn. It's not about that. It's just about sometimes writing a few bullets once you accomplish something or once you do something about what were your contributions, what specifically you did. So when you go to one-to-one with your manager or discussion with someone, you don't need to brag about it, but you can mention, look, in the past 2 weeks I finished this, my main contribution was this one. I've been developing for the past few years the habit of collecting, and I do that sometimes using paper and pen, sometimes using Evernote or some other tool. Everything that happened in the week for me, like, and very specific what I accomplished, how I helped the team. Because this is also something that people don't realize. Sometimes, of course, and we don't need to say that, of course, the work is a company work, is a team work. But you need to think, okay, it's a teamwork, but what did you do on that teamwork? How you contributed? What was your part of the thing that was achieved? What was your part of the project that was delivered? And in this research we have, we see some data that makes this even more a concern that you should have in your mind, because 44% of employers have hired someone directly because of their visible professional presence. So this is external presence. And 54% have rejected candidates because of the absence of it. So see that I've been talking about internal presence, showcase your work for your company, your leaders, but here I also want to mention about external visibility. And again, I'm not inviting you to start from today posting everything on LinkedIn or using this AI boring voice to just talking about something in your industry. It's not about that, but being present. And you can learn a lot about how to be present. For example, I've been writing a lot in a newsletter called You Visible, that building visibility online or offline and building your personal branding, even if you don't like this word or this expression, it can be done even if you are shy, even if you don't like this kind of self promotion. You can still do that in a humble and good and human way. So think about it, because again, if you don't like it, maybe you need to at least understand why you don't like it. What is the thing that is blocking your mind to do something that could be good for your career? And finally, the report itself, they mention it like visibility is not about publishing more, appearing more online, but it's about making your professional reasoning recognizable earlier in the decision process of people who matter. So, as I said, sometimes it's just praising your work, organizing your work to appear in a good way, not bragging, not trying to appear more than it should, but making sure that people who should know about what you're doing, they know about it. And it's not about hype, it's not about self-promotion, it's not about personal branding just because everyone else is doing that, but it's something that is connected to your portfolio of skills to your career, the soft skills. And the way you sell yourself, the way you organize your portfolio of skills and abilities to showcase to the company and to the world are, of course, something that you can learn. And I invite you to reflect about that, because what do you what do you do very well that people should know more about it? You know, people who can influence your career, your manager, the manager of your manager, or people working in different companies that are hiring for the position that you are that is needing someone that in some position that you are good on. They cannot just like this discover that you exist. You need to showcase yourself, you need to appear somehow, your name should bring to their minds. And again, work will not speak by itself, not in a noise and accelerated world that we are living right now. So think about that, reflect about that, and start slowly. Just do something simple, as I said. Collect some of the things that you have been doing for the past few projects, how you contributed, what you specifically did, and how that makes some change or some difference for the business you're working on. And you're going to see that it's not that hard. And if you don't want to call it personal branding, okay, don't call it. But do something for yourself that can help you, because visibility is important.